Well, a lot of these teams are ACC.
Oh, true. Let's see. Alabama could potentially lose.
I hope that was something.
What is up, Clemson? You're watching Tigervision, and the Extra Point starts now. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Anderson. I'm here with Wyatt, who's co-hosting today. It's the very first show, so we're very excited to have him on board. But also, we got the regulars back. We have Willie, we have Zach, and we got Matthew, of course. Anywho, we have a great show for you tonight. A lot of stuff happening in the world of sports, always. We're going to start off by talking a little bit NFL, all right? And what more to talk about than two gruesome injuries that happened this week that really just put some playoff contention teams in their seasons in question now. We got first, let's talk about Tony Romo. Obviously, that's the bigger one. The Cowboys were looking like they were going to bounce back. Colin Cowherd projected them to go 10-6, win the division. Who knows from there on? But now, who knows? It's all up in the air. What do you think about them?
Well, obviously losing their main starter like that for any team, no matter who it is going to put a damper on the entire season. Right. And especially when you're talking about a guy like Tony Romo that's been so intricate into the Cowboys system just for the past decade.
Very vital.
I mean, losing a guy like that, it's tough to replace. So I don't know how they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, I know one of our panelists really want to talk about Tony Romo, so let's not wait any longer. Willie, let's start us off.
Man, it was definitely unfortunate to hear the news. That Romo had a broken bone in his back. Devastating for all Cowboys fans. I'm not gonna say all Cowboys fans, but real Cowboys fans, it was devastating news, and just the way that it happened, it didn't have to happen, so that definitely made it worse. But I would say just right now, you look, and the initial report was that he was going to be out for 6 to 10 weeks, but Jason Garrett was saying that he wasn't going to rule him out for the first game. Now, obviously,
Contradicting reports.
Yeah, well, one's from the head coach and one is just from reporters. But anyway, the thing, Tony Romo, he's really been carrying the Cowboys his whole entire career, ever since he, was thrown in there when Bledsoe went down in 2006. He's been carrying the Cowboys, and it's taking a toll on his back. But it's really hard to talk about as a Cowboys fan. But I hope, that he'll get healed up. He'll come back week 5, week 6, and just play at the level he's been playing at the last few years, healthy.
What do you think? Well, before we get to Matthew, what do you think, Willie, what's your prediction on the Cowboys? Man,
the truth is, when Romo isn't in the lineup, I really don't have a lot of faith in the team. Because how are we going to move the ball? I know Dak Prescott's been playing pretty well in the preseason, but that's preseason. Teams haven't been, throwing hard game plans at them. Week 1 against the Giants are going to bring their best. The Giants have a solid defense, so Dak Prescott is going to see things that he's never seen at the college level. Now we got Ezekiel Elliott, we got Alfred Morris, so it's not going to be, hard to run the ball, behind that offensive line. Des Bryant's going to be healthy, Terrence Williams is going to be healthy, so he's definitely going to have a healthy lineup with him. And the defense, I'm pretty confident in the Cowboys' defense. I think our defense this year will be pretty solid. So it's all on Dak. I mean, he's a rookie. Can he go in there and play at a, manage the game? If he can manage the game, we have a chance. But if he goes in there trying to make big plays, throw a couple interceptions here and there, the team loses faith in it, we can fall under, and the Giants could really take advantage of that. And that could happen week in and week out. So it's a week-to-week thing, really. But, who knows? I know y'all don't want to hear it, but, I mean, we could see Romo out there week 1 against the Giants. We could. Because he's one to definitely play through pain. I mean, I've seen the guy break ribs in the game and come back and win the game in overtime. Take painkillers before games, wear Kevlar vests. I mean, he does it. He plays through the pain.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely an Iron Man. I mean, obviously it's devastating. I still think it's weird. I actually thought that when they said he was going to be out for 1 week, I thought that was just like a false report. Like, so that's a real thing, and the 6 weeks is a real thing. Like,
I mean, as far as because Jason Garrett said, he's not ruling him out for week 1. So the way I see it, it's a week-to-week thing. Whenever he feels or the team doctors feel that Romo can go out there and play and not get hurt any worse, I guess that's what'll decide
I don't think he wants to go out there too soon. He might end with something else, honestly. So
Yeah,
I'm just saying he might want to wait.
Hey guys, real quick. So going off kind of what Willie said there. So Romo was, remember, beginning of last season, he was 3-1 before he got injured, and then obviously I don't even want to say what happened next. Willie's gonna start crying on air, but. Enough about really Tony Romo, but I just want to hear about your predictions for that conference in general. So, what do you guys think of the Cowboys? What do you guys think of the Eagles, especially? And Dushan, one of our coordinators here, he's loving the Eagles, man. I don't know how you can love a team of mediocrity. I mean, I'm a Browns fan, for God's sakes, and that's painful. But, also the Giants, especially, that's obviously the other main team you guys mentioned. We'll show Zach, our middleman, some love right now. Zach, what do you think?
I think definitely right now the Giants are probably the favorite to win that division. Eli Manning, he's been consistent his whole career. Don't look at me like that, Jushan.
The Eagles are terrible.
Yeah, it's a 3-team race, and the Eagles are not one of those teams.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Man, you think the Eagles are?
You can have it. You can have it with the 3-team race.
Like you said, the Giants have Eli Manning. He's going to throw 4,000 yards probably. That's a given. They got Odell Beckham, which
they added Sterling Shepard too at receiver.
Shepard. They got Olivier
they're deep
Vernon.
at receiver.
They got Janoris Jenkins. They fixed the pass defense. That was one of the worst in the NFL. So that was definitely. They got Eli Apple. Ohio State. Yep. So I think. I don't know. And then the Redskins. I mean, they added my boy Josh Norman to a already pretty good pass defense. They got Kirk Cousins. That could depend on Kirk Cousins if he takes the next step or plays a little better than last year. I think the Redskins could win the division. I mean, it's been like this for the last decade. Any team right now besides the Eagles can win the division, and then the Cowboys. I mean, depending on when Romo comes back, like you said, Prescott's been playing well in the preseason. It's only preseason, but I mean, at least he's not playing bad in the preseason because that would be even worse.
Definitely, if Dak goes in there and can manage the game well and hold down the ship until Romo gets back. I would say that the Cowboys will definitely win the division because with a healthy Romo, we're the best team in the division.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and but like you were saying, currently the way things look right now, you would have to say that the New York Giants are the favorite. They got, like you said, Odell Beckham. They got Victor Cruz coming back.
I don't know how effective he'll be though.
I'm ready to see how he plays. I think he's gonna be interesting to see it.
He hasn't played in like 2 years. I don't know about him.
And they showed up, like you said, the pass defense. They're gonna have a solid defense. But with the Redskins, I don't necessarily agree with what you were saying about the Redskins. I feel like the Redskins can be either or. They can go down.
That's what I'm saying. They can
go down and tank. And they showed that they don't, because from they franchise tagged Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that goes to show you that they don't necessarily have a lot of faith in him. They want him to prove to them that he could sustain that level of play.
He has to show up this year.
That's how I feel about the Redskins. I feel like they can go either way. The Giants, obviously, because they've had the same team for like the last 5 years, basically.
Seems like it, yeah, basically.
Yeah,
the same core, on defense, so they're better on defense.
So, and every year with them, it's been either or. They've been a team that can consistently go out there and compete, but they haven't always played to their potential. So that's always the question with them.
Just like the entire division.
Right. Now the Eagles, you can just go ahead and throw them out.
Man, they're not in the discussion, so we don't have to talk about them.
Willie, you mentioned potential, so let's talk about the other quarterback that went down this week. I'll let White here explain.
Well, this is one that happened just yesterday, actually. Practice was canceled for the Vikings like 20, 30 minutes in after Teddy Bridgewater went down with just a gruesome injury, or so we've heard, to his knee. And I believe it was an ACL tear or something along those lines. And a dislocated knee. So he's done for at least this season, and maybe even more depending on just how serious this is. So the Vikings were a young team. They made the playoffs last year, had some potential. Yeah, a lot of potential. And things are looking good for him this season. But now with the injury of the Bridgewater, things are very much up in the air. What do you guys think?
They have to find a quarterback. I don't think Sean Hill is the guy. He's the backup right now.
He's not the guy.
I would definitely look at Matt Castle. He played there a few years ago. He's a veteran guy. Backed up Tom Brady for a little bit. Was in Kansas City for a little bit. Yeah. He knows the system. They have a veteran running back in AP. They have weapons on the outside. Cordell Patterson, Stephon Diggs, and they added Laquan Treadwell. Yep. This offseason in the draft. So yeah, they have weapons on the outside. Their defense is pretty solid. I think
defense is
top 10. They were being compared to the Seahawks. They were like a young Seahawks defense. Yeah. So yeah.
I feel like it's a lost season, to be honest.
Really?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Oh, it's definitely unfortunate.
It's definitely unfortunate. But I mean, let's be honest. Are they going to find another Teddy Bridgewater out there? Can they sign another Teddy Bridgewater?
Teddy Bridgewater. He was a game manager. I mean, he wasn't. He
was another potential guy. He was a guy that had the potential to have a breakout season.
This was also a year he could break.
Yeah, right.
But you saw him last year. He wasn't that. He was a game manager.
Right, but like we were saying, his development last year was a part of his development. This year he could have came out there, taken another step this year. This was the year to do that. Yeah. That's why coming into the season, we were looking at the Vikings as a team that could potentially do some damage in the postseason. But I mean, can they go and sign another Teddy Bridgewater? I don't think they can.
No, I mean,
they just need somebody who's not going to turn the ball over. They have weapons. They have AP.
I guarantee
still
you,
as
a Cowboys fan, I can guarantee you, Matt Castle is not that guy.
They could try to get Sanchez once he gets cut, but I don't know.
Sanchez.
5 or 6 years ago, Matt Castle was
that guy. Garbage. We're not even talking.
All right, moving on, guys, real quick. All right, so hey, this is every single gambler's, one of at least, their favorite time of year. It's fantasy football time. All right, so. Metaphorically speaking here, you guys all have the number 1 pick. Obviously, it's not going to happen like that, but you guys all have the number 1 pick. Who do you take? We'll start off with Wyatt here.
Wow, putting me on the spot here. Number 1 pick. That's
I already got my answer.
You always have to look at the guys that always do well week in and week out, and those are usually your quarterbacks. So one guy that's always proved he can perform well on a consistent basis for me is Aaron Rodgers, and that's a guy that I would probably have to look at very heavily.
Okay, we're talking. Okay. Actually, one of the rules of fantasy football actually is don't take quarterbacks number 1. I'm sorry. He's a very good player, but I would have to go with Antonio Brown. I mean, he's going to get you 120 catches, probably 1,700 yards, good amount of touchdowns. If Big Ben stays healthy, who knows what we can do. So Antonio Brown, that's my number 1 overall pick.
That's definitely who I was thinking. I was thinking AB, but let's see. If not AB, I'll take
Julio.
Nah, I know. I'm not a big Julio fan.
OBJ.
Nah.
I have to go with probably Brady or Gronk, one of those two, because they're very consistent.
Even being suspended the first 4 games.
Oh, see, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'll go with Gronk. I think that's probably the safest pick, other than AB.
I think
maybe Cam.
Yeah, there's another safe one out there.
How'd y'all forget about AP, man?
How'd you forget about Todd Gurley?
How'd you forget about AP?
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you brought that up. Todd Gurley, man, he was my sleeper pick last year. I had him all my leagues. He was awesome. I think he's going to be big time this year. I think he's going to be the best running back in the league this year.
Especially playing a full season.
Yeah, especially playing a full season. Exactly right. So, last but not least, Willie, before I cut you off there, who do you got?
I would go with AP. With Teddy Bridgewater going down, they're going to rely heavily on AP.
Okay.
Yeah. But they can stack the box more with Bridgewater.
Focus
they're already going to focus on the run.
He's shown throughout his career that
doesn't phase him.
Exactly.
That's true. I'm just saying.
He's gonna get 25, at least 25 carries a game. And when I consider drafting, I always factor in how many touches you're going to get per game. You know, and being that he's going to have some quarterback in there that isn't necessarily familiar with their system as Teddy Bridgewater is, they're going to rely on a lot of checkdowns. You know,
I mean, they're going to rely on him a lot anyways. But,
but we'll find.
They have
I'm saying in terms of like when they, when they're throwing the ball. But I mean, they're going to check the ball down.
They have a lot of speed on the outside. Cordell Patterson, Stephon Diggs.
But we're throwing in a quarterback. We're throwing in a quarterback that's not.
If you stack the box play action, it's going to be wide open.
But when you throw in a quarterback that's not familiar with the system, they're not going to take as many risks.
Sean Hill's been there.
Hey, Willie, real quick, I got a question for you with the AP pick. So are you nervous at all? Father Time has yet another year in AP. He's getting up there. You think that he'll have a better year than any other running back, and you would pick him number 1 over Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., Aaron Rodgers, like Wyatt picked? You really think that AP is going to be that guy?
I feel like AP has the least risk.
Least risk.
The least risk. I think he has the least risk.
I think Antonio Brown has.
I mean, he's shown.
Honestly, I think Aaron Rodgers has the least risk. I mean, he's a quarterback for one of the best teams in the league. He's been consistent.
He's always healthy.
I know you never take a quarterback.
You don't pick a quarterback that high because quarterbacks always score a lot of points. Like you get any quarterback, they're going to score. Or most quarterbacks in the league, they're going to score a lot of points.
But if one of their receivers gets hurt, it might be another last year.
That is true.
Aaron Rodgers didn't play too well last year.
His wide receivers were trash. So.
Without Jordy Nelson.
I don't know about all that. Aaron Rodgers is.
He was still good, but like
he wasn't. But he wasn't Aaron Rodgers.
He wasn't the best quarterback.
The Aaron Rodgers we expected
Aaron
him to be
Rodgers is still the best quarterback in the league.
In the league.
Tom Brady.
I'd have to give that to
Tom Brady.
Brady's second. Brady's second.
All right. Next one here. So, we are 3 days away from what every single Clemson student, at least, wishes for, can't wait for when it comes fall time. So we're going to do some college football week 1 picks, all right? We're just going to fire them off at you. You guys got 1 sentence to explain why, okay? 1 sentence. I know it's going to be tough, but you got 1 sentence. Say the pick and then 1 sentence, all right? So, number 11, Ole Miss. Number 4, FSU. Go.
Florida State's going to win. Ole Miss is overrated. Dalvin Cook could be a Heisman candidate.
1 sentence, Matthew. 1 sentence.
That was a run-on sentence.
Jeez, you need to take an English class. Zach, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Ole Miss, Chad Kelly. He's shown he's consistent. He's a competitor. He's going to go out there and get things done. We have some comments in there, man. We have some comments in there.
All right, 2 sentences.
Ole Miss, period. Chad Kelly.
That's not a complete sentence.
Chad Kelly, do us a favor, period.
That's not a complete sentence.
Okay.
2 sentences.
All right, guys. Next game up. Number 10 Notre Dame and Texas. Go.
Okay, Notre Dame. I mean, they got 2 good quarterbacks. I don't know which one they're going to start, Zaire or Kaiser, but they're 2 really good quarterbacks. Texas, I haven't really heard a lot about Texas, so I think Notre Dame's going to win this game.
I don't really care.
Well, you got to pick something.
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
Okay.
Why not?
Notre Dame.
They don't have Will Fuller on the outside. We saw how dangerous he is.
Or Texas
Sam, though.
Exactly. They got Charlie Strong.
They got Charlie Strong. They have a
Willie, what you got?
Notre Dame.
Willie?
Notre Dame, sweep it.
All right, moving on. Number 2, Clemson versus Auburn. What do you guys have? Let's start with Willie this time.
This is a no-brainer. No.
He about to say Auburn.
This is a no-brainer.
That's 2 sentences.
Clemson all the way. I mean, I saw on ESPN that Auburn has a 41% chance to upset us. That's ridiculous.
And that sounds like stats from last year.
That is ridiculous.
Sounds like stats from last year.
They just decided who their quarterback is, and who do they have outside of him?
They have some.
They don't even have.
They have some
that's
young
the thing,
freshmen.
They don't even have a quarterback.
Young
freshmen.
They had a good recruiting class coming in.
Young freshmen. So this is the first time. This is the first time they're
But
stepping on the field.
don't act like freshmen are not good,
This is the
bro.
first time they're stepping on the field. This is their very first game.
Okay.
I don't even know why we're arguing about this. It's pretty clear cut.
This is their very first.
Okay.
I can't believe you're supporting Auburn in
No,
any
I'm
capacity.
just saying they had a good recruiting class. Like, give them that credit, bro. They had a good recruiting class. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Zach, who you got? Who do you got, Zach?
I'm going with Clemson.
Going with Clemson. All right.
You shouldn't be able
Matthew?
to after that.
It's Clemson. It's a no-brainer. Next question.
So you said.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, number 18 Georgia and number 22 UNC. Start with Willie again.
We're gonna go with the.
You looking for Zach's approval or
this
something?
guy-
Say your pick.
He's a Georgia fan, so he's a real. That's his real team. So
That's messed up.
Why is he here?
I told y'all this last year, man.
We're gonna go with Nick Chubb.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go with Nick Chubb and Jacob Eason. Is that his name?
Yeah. They haven't determined a starting quarterback yet.
He's probably
That's
the
all
starter.
good.
6'6".
It's either gonna be Eason or Grayson Lambert who started on and off.
It's not
last
Great
year.
Grace
It's not gonna be-
Lambert.
But yeah, I hope not. But Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, Isaiah McKenzie, weapons.
You know the whole team.
I
Weapons.
don't know. I think this is more of
I'm
a
going
toss-up than you
Georgia.
guys think. I'm going to say Georgia, but don't be surprised if UNCC wins. Or UNCC.
UNCC?
Don't be surprised if
Actually,
UNC
I would be
wins.
surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be.
I mean, they have
think it's kind of
they have a
tough.
new quarterback. They don't have the same quarterback from last year, so that's
UNC?
gonna be
No, I know.
interesting
Yeah.
to see.
All right, moving on. Potential upset, perhaps, here with this game. Number 20, USC versus number 1, Alabama.
Lie again.
I hate Alabama. I'm never
Lie
picking them to win
again.
a game every
Hey,
game of my life.
I said potential.
Go Trojans.
Zach, I said
Go
potential.
Trojans.
Saying USC?
Go Trojans.
Okay.
The Trojans will beat Alabama this week.
Week 1. That's bold, man. That's bold.
Yeah.
I'm saving
USC
that.
is
We're saving
talented,
this footage, man. We'll
but I
see you
don't-
next week.
I don't think Alabama, Nick Saban, those guys, I think they're going to get the win. Adoree Jackson is nice for USC, though.
I mean, it's Alabama. I mean, they had a stacked recruiting class. Alabama.
Juju. What's
I
his
hate
last
Alabama,
name?
but it's Alabama.
Juju,
Is it Smith?
Smith.
He got two last names.
All right, guys. Next game
He's got
up.
like a hyphenated name.
Number 5, LSU and Wisconsin. Who you got?
Fournette.
Wayne State University.
How can you not go against Fournette, Malachi Dupree, the freshman Trayvon
I
Duval?
mean, do you really have to name
Hey, man,
anybody
I'm
outside of
sorry.
Leonard Fournette?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
Hey,
run Leonard.
Hey.
Hold on. Run Fournette. Run. There you go.
It's LSU.
LSU's gonna win
Creative, man. That's awesome.
by a landslide.
All right. Hey, last but not least, number 3, Oklahoma. Number 15, Houston. Let's start with Zach.
Greg Ward Jr.
Y'all don't even know who that is, do y'all? I'm assuming he plays for Houston.
Yep, the quarterback. Yep. Nasty. I'm going to go with Houston. They get the win over Oklahoma.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to say Oklahoma. I mean, Baker Mayfield,
There you
Heisman
go.
candidate. I mean, I don't like picking safe, but Oklahoma's going to
Baker Mayfield. What did he do last year against Clemson?
Oh, I mean, that's
This isn't Clemson, though.
This is not Clemson. I
They're
agree with you,
returning.
but
Baker Mayfield's returning. Running back Samaje
Samaje
Perine.
Perine,
He's
yeah.
returning.
Okay.
That big 6'2", 230 running back that did nothing against Clemson.
He was
Oh,
injured.
no.
He was injured for part of the game.
This isn't Clemson, Willie.
I know.
This
I
isn't
just had to
Clemson,
throw that
Willie.
in there. I just had to
Give
throw
him
that
credit.
in
He
there.
was injured for part
I
of the
just had
game.
to throw that in there.
All right, all right.
I mean, he's going to do some damage against Houston.
Hey, you don't.
Of course he will.
I think he will. I think he will. And I'm picking Oklahoma in this game.
Okay.
Bold predictions coming here. We'll see how you guys play out next week. But moving on here. All right, a little touchy subject here. So over the weekend, you saw Colin Kaepernick, member of the San Francisco 49ers, did not stand for the Star Spangled Banner. Oh my God, talk about controversy. It's going all the way over. I haven't seen someone in the middle other than Colin Cowherd, but it's just one side against the other. I want to hear your guys' takes. You guys don't have to make it long. Every other sports show is talking about it, so why not us too? So we'll start off with Matthew.
I mean, he has the right to, but I don't approve of it. I mean, he's biracial. He got adopted by 2 white parents, so him doing that is kind of ironic. He's saying that the country's being destroyed. I don't know, better word than destroyed by white people. He was brought up by 2 white parents, so he has the right to, but I don't agree.
Just
with
because
it.
you
I
were
don't
brought
agree.
up by white parents, I mean, he's still African American descent. He still he still has a dog in the fight on that side. I don't know, man. What do you think, Wyatt?
Well, again, it's a touchy subject, and everybody has an opinion, and I don't know if there's a true right or wrong answer, because it all falls down to a matter of opinion. I mean, it's one of those things. I think we can all agree, like, the cause he's fighting for, or the statement he's trying to make, is definitely something that should be heard and should be said. I don't know if this was the best way to do it. There are probably a lot of better ways to go about this.
Yeah.
But again, he has the right to do this, and I mean, he thinks this is the best way to go about it, and me or you may not go about it the same way, but obviously this is how he
you
feels.
pretty much stole the words right out of my mouth before we go to Zach and Will here for their final statements here. He has the right to do it, like it or not. Personally for me, I don't like the way he did it. I feel like, obviously this is an issue that people need to talk about, but I just think the way he did it, because the flag doesn't stand for what he is protesting. It stands for, our freedom and the men and women who fight for our freedom and died for our freedom. So I think that's a little touchy there. But also, I mean, just the only question I really have for Kaepernick is why now? Why not last year? Why not the year before that? You've been in the league for 6 years now. Why now? Waiting for it. So that's all I'm going to say. And to move that over, let's go to Zach or Willie. Either one of you guys want to start?
Just to go off like what you guys were saying, I don't think it was like the best way he could have did it. I think he easily could have chose a different way to do it. But like what he's standing for, what he's trying to say, I agree with that part. But definitely, I think they said he's been doing it before, not since last year or like years before, but definitely like previous games he's been doing it. But I mean,
he hasn't been standing for the national anthem previous games?
Yeah, previous preseason games. He hasn't been standing. But I mean, I definitely think he could have went about it another way, but what he stands for, I agree with that part.
I feel like this argument has kind of been taken out of context over the course of the last few days. Now, with you guys were kind of in the right, or y'all were in the right, ballpark in terms of your opinion on it. I feel like you can't really argue his motive because his motive is his motive. That's his personal opinion. That's how he feels, about the society, our society. So I feel like you can't argue that. What is up for debate, in my opinion, is the way he went about it, like you guys were saying. Now, I personally, I didn't have as much of a problem with it as other people may have. I just felt, that was his way of voicing his motive. Because say he did it another way, it might have gone quiet, it might have been swept under the rug. But by doing it this way, which in some people's eyes may be an extreme way, it got some attention, So he was able, to be able to and say, this is my motive. Whereas had he done it another way, people might not have cared. Nobody might not have said anything, and therefore we wouldn't have known his motive. And as far as the timing, like you were saying, he was doing it in prior preseason games, and I guess somebody finally took notice to it. But last season, he might not have done it last season because we just had a pretty intense summer in terms of the stuff going on with Black Lives Matter and the police officers. So I would say that's probably why, because we just went through a summer like that, and that's why he's doing this now. But like you were saying, with him being raised by 2 white parents, that doesn't matter because at the end of the day, he goes out each and every day, and his skin isn't the same color as his 2 parents. So that doesn't matter. The people that see him, they don't know that. Like I didn't know that. I didn't know he was raised by 2 white parents. So I don't think that has really much significance. But that's my personal opinion.
Well, thank you guys for weighing in. We're going to get off the sensitive, topics here. Yeah. We're going to play a game, finish it off on a high note here. All right, buy or sell. We haven't played this game in like a year, so get out your whiteboards. All right, get ready. We got some questions here for you. Let's see. We got 6 questions, all right? So there are 6 topics, I should say. First one.
Thank you.
All right, this one is just obviously bipartisan towards Matthew, but Cam Newton MVP, repeating. Buy or sell that statement?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's a good question.
Did you? Can you repeat the question just for?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for listening. Cam Newton repeating. All right, MVP. Yes or no? Buying or selling?
I thought that's what you said. I just had.
I'm sure that's what you thought I said.
I would have had.
You're saying MVP like he's gonna win it, or MVP like he'll be like in the race, like top 3?
Buy or sell? Repeat. So when I say repeat, I mean like he's gonna do it again. All right.
Okay.
Jesus, what's gotten into you 3?
Go ahead, Matthew. It's your boy.
I'm gonna buy it.
Of course you are.
I'm gonna buy some stock in that.
Shocking.
Kelvin Benjamin's coming back. I mean, I think they can go back to the Super Bowl, and who's going to take them there but
16-0 again?
No, that's outrageous.
15-0 again.
They're going to have to do that for him to win MVP.
Really? They're going to have to win 16 games for him to win MVP? Really?
I mean, it's hard to repeat MVP in the NFL.
It is hard, but they're not going to have to win
Aaron
16
Rodgers.
games. Did he repeat?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Antonio Brown.
I'm just naming some people who could win it this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's always people that can win it behind us. That's it. But I think he'll win it. Why are you selling it?
You see that?
I do. You see
that?
Explain yourself.
Like I just said, I just think they're going to have to win a lot of games this year. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games this year.
What do you think they're going to win?
Give them 10.
10?
Give them 10.
Okay.
10 and 6.
That's a different topic, Matthew.
I think I'll give the Broncos 8, but that's a different subject either.
8 games?
Hey now, hey.
Maybe 9.
All right,
Back to the game.
All right, back to Cam Newton. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just don't think they're gonna win that many games. Josh Norman's going. Secondary.
Who else is gone besides Josh Norman? Not many people, right?
You're right. Returning
Couple
pretty much
Benjamin's
the same
coming back.
team.
Say
You're
the
right.
Say Panthers one time for me.
Panthers.
He love the Panthers. I'm selling this.
Wow, what a
Now
surprise.
it has nothing to do with the win-loss record. I just think it's just gonna be too hard for him to repeat because he would have to do what he did last year and some, or the rest of the league would have to fall down and he would have to do what he did last year. It's just too hard. It's too hard. The threshold for that is too small. So.
All right, next one here. Moving on. Why? What you got for us?
All right, let's move on to the NBA for this one. What about the Washington Wizards? They're going to be competitive this year. Buy or sell?
Okay.
The Wizards.
The Wizards.
Let's
Seems like every year we talk about them.
Dang.
And every year they don't do anything.
All right, Zach. You looks like you're ready. Let's see it.
Oh yeah.
Sell? Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that one coming.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Why do you say so?
Bradley Beal and John Wall, Otto Porter Jr. They've been there a few years together now, and they still haven't gotten anything done. Nene Gortat down low. I don't even know if they still have
Nene's
those
on
two.
Nene's on the Rockets.
All right.
Gortat's still there.
Yep, Gortat's still there.
They got Markieff.
They got Markieff Morris. Yeah.
He's not going to do much. What is he going to add to the team?
I mean, he's not
I'm not arguing
he's not
with
with the
you.
Suns anymore, so more
I'm
than
not
what he did
arguing
before.
with you.
They're not going to.
He's gonna add some shooting.
some mentality. He'll bring some.
Willie, what you
some
got?
physicalness to that team.
I'm selling it, but I'm doing it with a crying face because it's just unfortunate. I mean, they have talent. You know, they've had questionable coaching over the last few
Oh, yeah,
years.
they got Scott Brooks now, don't they?
Yeah, they got Scott
do.
Brooks?
Yeah, but still they have questionable coaching, but it's sad because they have that talent. Bradley Beal's been at the same level for like 2 years.
Well, he's
I don't
also
know.
been injured.
But that's the thing. Can he stay healthy?
That's
Is
true.
he going to take the next step when he gets healthy? John Wall, I think he's already peaked out. Otto Porter, it doesn't look like he's going to get much better.
Kelly Oubre, I mean, that's their only hope.
That's the only
they still
hope.
have Oubre.
But I mean, he has to see the floor.
Yeah.
Mark Gartat, he is what he is. Matter of fact, he's on a decline now. He's about to hit that time when he's starting to decline.
He's been on decline since he left the Magic.
And Markieff Morris, I mean, what is he going to add other than a couple threes, a couple mid-range shots a game with 12 points a game? I don't think he's going to help them much. I'm selling.
Matthew, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna disagree with both of you. I'm gonna buy it. I think this could be their year. Like you said, there's a lot of talented players on this team.
So what you think about the Knicks?
Oh my God, we're not starting. No, sorry, man. No, we are moving on. We are moving on. Hey, one of the biggest things in the news lately, Tim Tebow tried out for 29 teams this past weekend. All right, so what do you guys think? Tim Tebow's baseball career, you buying it or selling it? Willie, I want to know what you have. Do not say bye. You are. Oh my
God.
Go home.
Wait, why?
Go home.
The only thing being bought are tickets for the minor leaguers
Go
if he gets
home.
signed. That's it.
Essentially.
He will
Go
never
home.
make it to the majors.
Go home.
Explain yourself right now.
Listen.
Go home.
Okay, it's the principle of progression, okay? All he needs is a chance,
And he also needs to be 7 years younger.
It only takes one owner to be like, look, he's gonna help us sell some tickets. Let's get him on the team. Tim Tebow is an incredible. Not only that, he might change the culture, for one of those locker rooms because he's an incredibly hard worker.
Somebody better get
He
pleased.
brings a different attitude to the team. So my thing is, you give Tim Tebow a chance. I think he can do some things.
Somebody better get
The
pleased.
guy hasn't played baseball in 10 years?
He hasn't played since high school.
So
Exactly.
you give him an opportunity where he's playing baseball on a regular basis. The season's coming to a close, so he's gonna have to play, in the fall league, winter league. He's gonna have to play until next season. But I think by then he would be into the swing of things, and he could potentially work his way up through the ranks. And maybe say, hey, in a year or two, He could make a major league ball club. Who knows?
Hey, they are saying his arm is ridiculous. He was throwing beams to third base on just one hop.
He was a quarterback.
Yeah,
he was a
quarterback.
He was a quarterback.
His speed is just above average, but his hitting, that's the main question mark. So we'll move on here to Zach. What do you got?
Raw power. Don't forget that.
Sell.
Right, there you go.
If an owner wants to sell tickets, they better get Yasiel Puig out the minors.
All right, well, Matthew.
Not gonna sell tickets.
This is
Puig?
this is
It's
pretty
crazy.
outrageous
Some
to
people
me.
don't like him. He's a polarizing player. Some people don't like him. He's one
All
of
right,
my,
hey, moving on, guys.
He's one of my favorite
All
players.
right, moving back to football for this one. The Broncos have had this huge quarterback controversy ever since Peyton Manning decided he was going to hang it up. They were just recently announced that was it Trevor Simeon or whatever
Don't say
his name
like
is
that.
is going to be the
Barely knows
starter
his
this
name.
season.
Respect on that man name.
You know, didn't even know his name until last week. So you going to buy or sell the Broncos offense this season?
We got to start with Zach. He's licking his lips over here.
I don't even know if y'all can read this, but it says buy.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
What a surprise.
Oh, yeah.
What a surprise.
I think going back to what you were saying earlier about Dak Prescott managing the game, it's simple. He doesn't
Why don't
turn
you
over
go
the
out there
ball.
and do it?
I'm 5'4", and I don't have the height to play quarterback. First off,
You said it's simple.
yeah, it's simple for him because he's a professional athlete. I'm a college student, but yeah, I think if he manages the game, limited turnovers, we have weapons on the outside. Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, dynamic duo, probably the best duo of wide receivers in the league. Who's better? What duo is better? What duo is better?
Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant.
Get out of here. Martavis Bryant isn't even playing, Nick.
What
this
he's
year.
playing? What he's
not
playing?
even playing.
What he's playing?
He's not even playing. Get
All
out
right,
of
hey,
here.
Willie, did we do you yet? I forget. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly for the Cowboys too, right?
Trash can.
You got that for the Cowboys
Wait,
too,
so
right?
does that mean you're buying the trash can or selling the trash?
You buying the trash can.
Let's buy a trash can.
And they're gonna be trash.
You gonna put it in your room,
We
right?
gonna put
Throw all that
you know,
Cowboy stuff away,
That's what
right?
we can put up. You know what? I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish it.
Burn all the Cowboy
All right,
stuff.
well,
man.
hey, while you're finishing it, we'll move
sell
on to the fifth one here.
All right, so
that's Matthew.
sticking with football for this one. Josh Norman's coming back to the Browns this. No, Josh
four games.
Gordon.
Josh Gordon, yeah.
Josh Gordon is coming back to the Browns this season. Got a 4-game suspension, but he's coming back. I mean, Brady has a 4-game suspension too. So he's been saying all this time he's going to turn things around. So is this the year he finally does it? You buy or sell the comeback?
I finished my drawing. Throwing the Broncos offense in the trash.
That's beautiful. What you got, Willie? Buying or selling Josh Gordon?
Easy, yo.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. You know, he's coming back. Very talented. I mean, he might actually be, you know, the most talented. He's definitely one of the most talented receivers. One of the most talented players. One of the most talented players. One of the most talented players in the league. Josh Gordon is a very naturally gifted athlete.
And he's still young.
Exactly. And with the RG3 has a cannon now. He can put it up there. Josh Gordon still got that speed. You know, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that.
All right, Matthew, we'll go to you next. We'll save Zach for last.
Okay, I'm gonna buy it as well. Like you
Awesome.
said, RG3, he's better than any of the. I don't even know who was throwing to Josh Gordon in 2013. Whoever it was, he led the league in receiving yards, and he didn't play for 2, 3, or 4 games. I don't remember how many it is. Josh Gordon, he's a freak of nature. I mean, I think if he stays off the weed, then I think
The weed.
then I think he will break out.
Was it Hoyer?
I don't think it was.
No, I think it was. It was. It might have been.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Hoyer.
I'm
All right,
buy
Zach.
it too, though. I mean,
Ooh, 3 straight
y'all-
buys.
But you were just arguing it.
what?
Yeah.
I was just saying he was a good player. We haven't seen.
Well, how do
anything.
you say he was a good player?
I was talking about his talent and his natural ability. I was not talking about him being a receiver. I was saying that he was just.
Oh
naturally-
well, I wasn't arguing that. Then we on
Man,
two different
but
things.
you were.
I wasn't arguing that. The man is good. He was good. I don't know what he's gonna do this year.
But I'm saying
But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
doing
buy
well.
it.
But
He
I'm
did
saying
well in
he's
his
got-
first
I'm
preseason
be
game.
optimistic.
He's got the natural ability to do it. Is what I'm saying.
All right, hey, last question. All right, last question. We're finishing with NBA 2K. All right, 2K17 comes out here in a couple of weeks. All right, Klay Thompson was rated a 90. Draymond Green was also rated a 90. Kyrie Irving, 88.
Melo,
You buy or
80
sell
something.
2K's ratings?
2K.
You mean just those 3 ratings? Do we buy those?
My answer is gonna come as a surprise.
This is tough. Is it really? Okay.
All right, what do you got, Willie?
I'm buying it. Surprisingly, you know. But The reason I'm buying it is because when you think about a player's rating on 2K, a lot of things go into that. And the reason Klay and Draymond are rated higher than Kyrie is because of their defense. That's why.
What about that clutch factor?
That doesn't factor.
What about that ring?
That doesn't factor much into the.
They all have rings.
It doesn't factor much into the overall.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It doesn't factor much into the overall. But I don't think Klay should be a 90. I guess he should be 89.
He's the second best shooter outside Steph Curry. But Draymond Green being a 90 over Kyrie Irving, and you and I had this conversation. Kyrie Irving is in both our opinions the best pure scorer or best pure scoring point guard. So
I would say guard. Period.
Guard period. All right. Well, there you go. How's he an 88? All right. Moving on here. Zach, what do you got?
The first thing I think of when I think of ratings is Hassan Whiteside. And he said I want to get my 2K rating.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sell it. I don't know. I just don't think Draymond is that good, in all honesty.
Remember he was a 96 last year?
Yeah, that man was a 96 on
was a
2K16.
96.
Like when you updated
He
the
was
roster.
a 96.
He was a 96.
He was a 96.
That was up there.
That's
That was
absurd.
up there with KD. I was
That's
like,
absurd.
wow. I was like,
Well,
really?
I'm gonna buy it as well. I mean, they're both pretty close, Kyrie and Thompson, in terms of the rating. But like you said, defense it's a big part of it, and I guess they don't rate the clutch factor. Obviously, saw the finals as much.
Yeah, your
into
defense,
this.
when you're doing a little My Career, you jack up your defense.
Oh, yeah.
Your
You get
overall,
real.
your overall shoots up.
Yeah, so I'll buy it. I mean, Draymond Green, I think he's really good. I think he's deserving of a 90. So.
All right, guys, that is all we have for you this week. Tune in next week, same time, 8:30, 8:35-ish apparently, because we don't know how to start on time. But for everybody here, Wyatt's first show, everybody. All right, sitting at home, we can't hear you. Give him a round of applause. He did a great job. Thank you guys for the panel. Hey, but for everybody else, Willie, Zach, Matthew, it's awesome having you guys on here tonight. We'll see you guys all next week. This is The Extra Point. We out ya.
See ya.
We outie 5,000.